Now, backache is an issue that everybody has had at one point in time or the other, and I think if you have never had backache, you would know a lot of people who've had backaches. And there are many reasons for why somebody would have a back pain. Using a lot of yogasanas and yogic techniques, it's possible to get relief, instant relief from backache, and it's possible to strengthen your back, and it's possible to ensure that even though you may have a weak back right now, in the process of strengthening it, you don't get any backache. So the moves that I'm going to be demonstrating today are basically backache because of injury, backache because of something like a weak back, like if you've had a slip disc or a fused disc issue. I'll show you a few moves which can help you with that, and also back pain during pregnancy. A lot of pregnant women tell me that they have backache and are wondering if there's anything, any yoga moves that they can do, and there are a lot of yoga moves that you can do. And when it comes to yoga, I always say that we work on prevention rather than cure. But if you end up getting back pain, as a lot of us, because of the sedentary lifestyles that we lead, a lot of us tend to get back pain. A lot of us are suffering, and I think yoga has the solution. So watch this video and try and implement some of the moves, and I'm sure it's going to help you. So the first thing we're going to look at is back pain due to a sedentary lifestyle and back pain due to an injury. Basically, what you want to do for both of these is to relax the back and to give a little bit of relief to the muscles which are around the backbone. So, but let's say you have a back pain right now, or let's say you have something like slip disc or a bulging disc or a fused disc. What can you do about that? What you can do is basically the moves that I'm going to be showing you right now. So I'm going to use my yoga robe and a block for under my head. And I would recommend that everybody use a block or a pillow under your head, even if you feel that you don't need it. And that's simply because it extends the back of the neck, and the back of the neck is also part of your spine. So you want to make sure that the vertebrae are actually not bunched together, but they are stretched out. And which is why I always recommend that everybody use something to support the head. So you want to lie down and keep your feet up like this. Keep your feet on the floor, knees up. And the reason we start off with this particular move is because it helps in flattening the lower back. Okay, so when it flattens, you don't have any curves on the spine. And when you don't have any curves on the spine, the vertebrae are not like hitting against each other, not close to each other, causing pain. In this way, the vertebrae are spread out, they have enough space to move, and your back will feel relaxed also. Then what you want to do is take the right leg and straighten it. And now, when you do this, what happens is a lot of people might be here because of lack of flexibility. That's okay. You want to make sure you're not here. Okay? So if I wanted, I could do this, but that's not really, we're not looking at flexibility. What we're looking at is to relax the back. So you want to keep the back somewhat like this and pull the right side more. You want to make sure that the leg is perpendicular to the floor. And just hold this. Doing this in itself will give you a lot of relief from the back pain, if you're experiencing it right now. And then let's switch legs. And remember, you can do this up to 10 minutes every day, and it really helps. In fact, I do this sometimes right before I go for a run or after I go for a run, because I find that it helps in lengthening the muscles of the back, and it gives a great stretch to the back of the legs as well. Now come back to the first leg. Again, I'm just going through this really quickly, but you want to do it for 10 minutes on each side. Every single move that you see here, you want to do it for 10 minutes on each side. And then you want to extend the left leg out. And when you do that, then you'll see that the legs make a right angle. Now, if the left leg doesn't extend out straight, that's fine. Even if it's like this, that's okay. What you want to focus on is just trying to straighten the legs as much as you can. Only then you'll get some sort of traction in the muscles of the back and in the muscles of the lower body. And then you just want to hold this. Both legs should be active. A lot of people tend to relax the leg which is straight, but you want to keep both legs active. And then switch legs. And And again, once one leg is straight, the leg which is up, first you straighten that and then you work on straightening the other leg. And this move has, I've actually seen a lot of people with slip discs and fused discs. I've seen them being able to manage the condition just by performing this every morning and every evening, 10 minutes on each side. It's very simple, but it has immense benefits for all kinds of backache and especially slip disc. And then come back to the first leg. So you have to go systematically. You have to do everything step by step. So the leg up, then the other leg straight, and then hold the belt with the left hand, so the opposite hand from the leg which is up, and then pull the leg just about 30 degrees to the left side. So you're not coming all the way down. It's not about flexibility. You're keeping your hips square and just pulling this just 30 degrees to the side. And then come up, and then the same thing, 30 degrees to the other side, and pull the leg close to you. A lot of you may not be able to, a lot of you will be here, but then go ahead and just try to keep the leg as close to you and 30 degrees to the side. And then come up, and finally we'll do the same thing on the left leg. Straighten the right, and then hold the belt with the right hand, bring it 30 degrees to one side and hold it there. And then come up, and then 30 degrees to the other side. So the reason you're using the belt is, number one, to relax, because we're not focusing on flexibility. If we were focusing on flexibility, I would encourage you to hold the toe, but we're not focusing on flexibility. We want to focus on relaxation. So the belt helps in just kind of easing the leg and the body into the right position, and you don't have to stretch yourself. You don't have to use a lot of your strength to maintain your limbs in the correct position. So you just want to hold this for a while and then bring it up, and then both legs up. So now your body should make a right angle, your legs should be perpendicular to the floor, and by now most of you would find that there's a lot of relief on the lower back. So this works almost like magic, and I recommend that everybody should do this. Even if you don't have backache, you should do this because it's an awesome stretch for the lower body. And if you do it right before you go to sleep, you have an amazing restful sleep. And then take the belt off and turn to the right and get up. And now I want to talk about yoga asanas for pregnant women, backache because of pregnancy. So there are many yoga asanas that you can do to have a healthy pregnancy and to have a healthy delivery. But when we're talking specifically about back pain, I want to talk about 4 asanas which are really good to maintain the flexibility of the spine and the suppleness of the spine, which is what you need when you're pregnant. So you might have seen these asanas in a lot of other videos, but since we're talking about back pain, I just wanted to make sure that everybody, all pregnant women, know that these are the asanas that are going to help you when you're pregnant and if you have back pain. Okay, so the first asana is Trikonasana. So you want to take a wide stance, take the right leg out, hands up, hands out to the sides, and then go to the right and take the other hand up. So make sure that you focus on the lower body. So you want to make sure you're not kind of leaning forward. Your chest is open, hands are outstretched out, and you'll feel a stretch on the groin, and it's a gentle stretch. The spine is absolutely straight, back is not curved, and this really helps in kind of getting the center of gravity of your body, which kind of moves a little because of pregnancy, because of the the shape of the body. when you're pregnant. So this helps in, all these standing asanas help in cultivating balance and cultivating that center of gravity, bringing that center of gravity back to the center and connecting you to yourself as well. So these stretches, all of these asanas are really good for you. Inhale, take your hands all the way up, exhale, hands to the side, and just do this on the other side also. You might want to do it 3 times on each side, whatever feels good to you. Even for those of you who are not pregnant and have backache, all these asanas are amazing for you. And then come up and hands down. Now the next one, which comes logically from the Trikonasana, is the warrior pose. So you take the legs a little wider apart, take your hands up, hands out to the sides, and bend the front leg until the thigh is parallel to the floor. And then you just sink down, and here again the belly has space, the groin is stretched out, and you're just kind of holding this. It's strengthening the lower body along with wide opening up the groin. Okay, come back. And now the same thing on the other side. So you're going to take your hands up, hands out to the sides, and then come down. Remember not to do this. You want to keep the spine perpendicular to the floor. And come up. And you can hold it for like 3 breaths or 5 breaths. Keep it slow. If you're pregnant, the practice should be very slow and steady and relaxing. Okay, now the third pose, which again logically comes from the warrior pose. So you have Trikonasana, after that warrior, and finally Parshakonasana, which is the side angle pose, which is just a little bit of an improvement on the warrior pose. So what you do is you take your hands up, hands out to the sides, come to the warrior, and then place your hand on the floor, or if you want to take a block and place your hands here, that's fine also. And take the other hand out to the side and keep stretching out. Stretch the arm out, stretch that leg out, and just hold this. And you can tell that in all 3 poses, there's enough space for the belly to exist, and you're not really playing around with anything that might be a danger to the pregnancy. And these stretches will give you immediate relief. If you have back pain and you do these stretches, they'll give you immediate relief. I personally think that you should do them all the time so that you don't get back pain to begin with. But even if you haven't had a chance to practice daily and you want to get rid of the back pain, you should go ahead and practice these. And they're good for you even if you don't have, if you're not pregnant. It's good for men as well. Basically anything to keep the spine moving and to keep the spine supple is really good. Alright, and then you can walk the legs in, and the final asana, which is really good for you, is the Malasana. So it's basically the squatting pose. So you keep your legs a little apart, keep the toes pointed out, and then start to squat down. And see where you're comfortable. So not everybody can squat down all the way, and you can keep your hands on the floor in front of you and keep the back as straight as you can. And this will help you in having a good stance. And the more you hold this, the more you're allowing the spine, the vertebrae of the spine to extend, and that's why this pose is really good for you. I do this pose as a cool down after I've gone for running, when I really want to kind of relax the spine. And as you continue to do this, the longer you hold, the more comfortable you become in the squat. It's called Malasana as well. And then you can come up. So these are the 4 poses that you can do if you're pregnant. Even if you're not pregnant, if you want to just kind of maintain the spine, do the traction with the rope that we did first, then do this. And even if you're not pregnant, but you want to keep your spine supple and flexible, go ahead and start with your, with the traction, and then move on to these poses. Just 5 breaths on each side, even 3 breaths on each side. Every day, maybe morning, maybe evening, or maybe just once a day, is going to really show you a lot of results. And finally, we come to back pain because of injuries. Now, if you have had an injury, the first thing that we did with the ropes is amazing. You can do all the other asanas that we've done in this video, but after an injury, it's important to kind of strengthen the back, because if you've rested your injury out, your back muscles are significantly weaker, your abdominal muscles are weaker, so you want to kind of build up the strength. So there are 2 things that I want to show, 2 asanas that I want to show. One is the Bhujangasana and one is the Shalabhasana. You might be doing a variation of these in any case, in a lot of your classes, even just regular, if you go to the gym, just regular gym warm-ups and cool-downs also incorporate these two asanas. So we'll begin with the Bhujangasana. So Bhujangasana is generally, you come down on the front, on your stomach, and then you start to lift up. Now, if you come all the way up, you have to make sure, if your arms are straight, you have to make sure that you're using your back. But usually people just hang on, just kind of allow themselves to come down and kind of hang on, on their arms. But you want to make sure that you're using the shoulders, you're using, upper back strength. If you're not sure that you're doing this move right, what you want to do is you want to lift up your arms. So come down and then lift up the arms and see how long you can hold this for. When you do this asana in this manner, then you know for sure that you're using the back of your the back muscles. And then you want to come down and you want to repeat this 3 times. So this is the Bhujangasana. Now the Shalabhasana is similar. In the Shalabhasana, your body is going to remain down, upper body, and you're going to lift your lower body up and try and hold it up for as long as you can. Now, a lot of people tend to widen their legs when they bring the legs up, but try not to do that. Try to keep the legs close together and try and really get the movement coming from the back. So you come down here, place the chin on the floor, and then lift the legs up. So you can see my legs are together, my chin is also supposed to be on the floor, and I'm lifting up using just the back strength. And then you want to hold this for maybe 3 breaths, and then come down. And these actually help in strengthening the back muscles, which is important when we're talking about rehabilitation from a back injury. So all the moves that we've demonstrated here are specific to backache. By and large, everybody who has backache will benefit from the moves that we've shown in this video. And finally, I want to talk about best practices. Simple, basic instructions that I give everybody, advice that I give everybody, regardless of whether you're pregnant, whether you're injured, whether you're perfectly healthy. These are certain things that I believe everybody should follow when it comes to maintaining a healthy spine. So the first thing is, don't slouch. If you have to keep a reminder on your phone for every half an hour that you're sitting in front of the laptop, you should do that. But slouching is, sitting is the new smoking, and if you're sitting and slouching, you're just compounding the effects of sitting. And I think a lot of people who, in Bangalore for instance, where everybody's working behind a laptop, slouching is one of the main reasons that we get backache, because your shoulders are curved and your spine doesn't have enough space because you're just sitting, and the spine keeps on getting shorter and shorter. So also, if you are sitting for long periods of time because of your work, try and move around every half an hour or 45 minutes. That immediately gives relief to the lower body, which in turn gives relief to the back. The next thing is, in your workouts, focus on your core and strengthening the back. So whether you're going to the gym or you're dancing or you're doing any kind of workout, a lot of people who watch the videos are not just into yoga, but if you if you do something else, work on the things that we've done today, the moves that we've done today. But along with that, in your workouts, focus on strengthening the core and the muscles in the back. Okay, now the next thing has to do with how you sleep. Sleep is essential. That's when your body recovers. I always recommend, if possible, sleep as close to the floor as you can, and on a mattress which is not very soft. The mattress shouldn't be very hard, but it should not be very soft either. Hardish mattresses work the best. And if you are sleeping on a soft mattress right now, switch your mattress and you'll see what I'm talking about. The kind of sleep that you get is amazing. It's restful. You feel refreshed and your back actually feels rested. And I have a feeling that you feel refreshed because the back has rested. Because if your back is tired, you overall will feel tired, and if your back is rested, then overall you'll feel more refreshed. So that's number 3. Now, number 4 is you have to maintain a healthy weight. A lot of pregnant women get backaches because there's so much weight on the front part of the body. It cannot be helped. But for those of you, who have, like tires around the tummy, have a weight issue, you must try and maintain a healthy weight, and the only way to do that is to watch what you eat and to exercise. So, that's key. That is a key component to kind of avoiding backaches and avoiding any other kind of back problems as we age and as time goes on. And the final thing is, the first thing that we did, the traction that we did using the rope, I think that is beneficial for everybody, as I was mentioning in the video as well. So do that every day, and that will maintain the space between the spine, that will maintain the integrity of the spine, that will maintain the suppleness of the spine. So these are the 5 best practices for everybody. I feel everybody should incorporate these. I definitely do. And if you still have any questions, let me know, leave me a comment. And if you liked this video, if it was helpful, leave me a thumbs up and share this video, and I will see you next time in my next video. Thank you.